And we've got other people that are going to be joining. So as people come on, sometimes it affects my screen. So just, just be patient with that. As people join on, I might have to pause for just a second to admit them and to mute them and then to get my screen advancing again. So anyway, welcome everybody to the class today. It's going to be a very short class. This has been an incredibly busy week for me, just with all the sickness and things that were needed. And but thanks to God that we are where we are, and thanks to God that we are who we are. But today I wanted to talk about internal use of essential. So internal use is something that I'm very happy to say that it's, hang on one second here, got to admit some people. Let me do that real quick here. Put everybody back on mute. Okay. So anyway, like I was saying, the internal use of essential oils is something that I really like to talk about, because it's not something that that just anybody can talk about, right? Because one of the things that we know is that most companies, essential oil companies, they do not recommend for internal use. As a matter of fact, they will specifically state, this bottle of lemon oil is not for an internal use. And I always question that. When I see it, it's like, okay, that's a bit strange. You can eat a lemon, but you can't ingest this essential oil that's supposed to be coming from a lemon. So it tells me that there's problems, and the problems aren't with the lemon. The problems are with whatever is in that bottle, right? So Doterra, that's the beautiful thing about Doterra, and the thing that I love about Doterra is the fact that we can internalize essential oils. Matter of fact, the other day, I was like I was sharing, about, going to a sick home. I'm on my way. I got my N95 mask, right, that I don't use for anything else. It's the only thing I've ever used it for. But as I'm driving over there, I said, what can I do to help myself? Because, you're going into the line of fire, right? There's a COVID virus, you're going in the midst, you can't help that, but what can you do, right? So my mind automatically went to On Guard. So I grabbed my On Guard, which I always keep. I always have a bottle of On Guard in my car. And I just, was putting a drop or two in my mouth, right? Same thing as I left, drop or two in my mouth, right? Then I started taking these right here. What are these? I'm going to be giving some of these away today. These are they're chewable tabs. They're brand new from Doterra. They taste really good. You chew them up, and what it does is it gives your immune system a boost, right? And that's what we're all about. That's what Doterra is all about, right? It's not about taking over the body's functions. It's about assisting and supporting what our bodies are already doing. This is what God has given to us. And so what we're doing is we're using nature, which God has given to us, to assist, okay? And that's where I say that the internal use of essential oils is the very best. And that's why I love to internalize essential oils, all right? But there's a little caveat with the internal use of essential oils, and we're going to talk about that just very briefly. And what is that caveat? Well, just to understand that there are three cool things about essential oils, all right? One is that they are natural and that they are safe. And I'm talking about Doterra's essential oils. They are natural and they are safe. I'm not talking about essential oils that you pick up from the shelf at Walmart that says not for internal use, okay? There's something unsafe that's in that bottle for them to say that you cannot internalize them, right? So Doterra's oils are natural and they are safe. They are effective. Why are they effective? Because they work at the cellular level. That makes them effective. They go places where many things cannot go. Okay. Now, a virus's whole goal, right? Which, you know, they're not a living organism anyway. So it's not like they've got thought process. But the way that a virus is wired is a virus is seeking to enter a cell. That's where a virus does its dirty work. That's the only way a virus can do its dirty work. Outside of a cell, a virus does not have the capability of doing anything. Inside of the cell is where it replicates. It takes over our DNA, it replicates, and then we get that virus infection. We get the symptoms and all of that, right? The good thing about an essential oil, and as you notice, I have On Guard on the screen, right? I was just talking to you about On Guard. The good thing about an essential oil is that an essential oil within minutes has given service to every single cell in your body. Now that is truly amazing. Now, why is it that they can service every single cell? Well, the simple fact that they can enter every single cell. And some essential oils even pass the blood-brain barrier. Okay, now what is the blood-brain barrier? The blood-brain barrier is a barrier, thankfully we have it, to where not anything can into the brain. Many drugs cannot enter into the brain, thankfully. And even those drugs that are on the market that enter the brain, they also do some very harmful things. Okay, and we're not going to go into that. But my whole point is to say that viruses penetrate the cell membrane. Essential oils can also penetrate the cell membrane. So essential oils are a very good combatant against a virus. Now, antibiotics cannot penetrate a cell wall. That's why they don't prescribe antibiotics if you have a virus, okay? For just that reason, okay? So it's pretty simple. It's to me, I like simplicity. Let's take something, let's do something that can actually meet these pathogens where they're doing their dirty work, right? That's what we want. That's the beauty of Doterra's essential oils. They are effective. Now, what else is it about essential oils that we love? They are affordable. Now, when you think about it, let's say you get a bottle of peppermint. What is peppermint? Like 24 bucks, something like that? I forget. I don't pay attention to some of the costs, some of the prices, because here's the thing, is that I very seldom have to even purchase replacement oils because they last like forever, right? Now, I know that there are some oils we might use quicker than others, right? Like for me, cypress goes by quickly, right? Yesterday I was looking for eucalyptus because I wanted to do a diffuser blend. And I'm like, look at this. I have no eucalyptus, but boy, I've got a ton of lemongrass. I got a ton of lavender, a ton of lemon, ton of peppermint, right? But no eucalyptus, right? But my whole point, so I wrote it down. I have to remember to order eucalyptus. But the thing about it is that really when you think about essential oils, they are literally only pennies per dose. Okay, so if you compare that to let's say you're purchasing let's say you're purchasing, I'm trying to think of what the name is, what's the name of the for that time of the year for women, I can't even think about what it's called, but anyway, those female pills that a lot of people take. It's been that long since I've ever taken them that I don't even know what they're called, but I know you guys know what I'm talking about. And I'm still trying to think about it, but I can't remember the name. But anyway, they are expensive. They are expensive. You look at it and it's like, oh my goodness, do I really need this? You know, because you don't feel like paying 25 bucks for the bottle, right? but if you get a bottle of lavender, all things calming, it calms down so many issues in our life. I was sitting with a lady from our church the other day, and she was having really bad headaches. And I'm sitting there, and she kept pulling out that bottle of peppermint. And I talked to her about the fractionated coconut oil. So she squirt that fractionated coconut and put that peppermint, and she's rubbing it on her head. And she's doing that like all night long. I thought it was really, really cute. I don't even know if she noticed that she was doing it, but I was noticing it. I thought it was really cute. And I guess I shouldn't say she was doing it all night long, because she wasn't, but she did it a couple times unconsciously. She was just, like every couple hours she was using it. So they're affordable, they're safe, they're natural, and they're effective, right? That's what I love about essential oils. All right. All right. How come I'm going through the same thing? Okay, here we go. Okay, now we're getting into what I want to talk about, and that is the internal use of essential oils. Okay, I know I've talked to everybody about veggie caps. Everybody should have a bottle of veggie caps on hand. Do you need it all the time? No. But on those occasions where you do need those veggie caps, where you want to make up a flu bomb, right? It's very, very helpful to have a bottle of veggie caps. Now, you can literally just open up the bottle for many of the oils and just, put it on your tongue and take it that way. Kind of like what I was saying the other day, when I opened up my On Guard and I just, put a couple drops on my tongue, that was fine, right? I mean, it didn't cause me any, problem. But there are some oils where, you're definitely going to wish you had not done that, right? Especially like if it's oregano, and you just put it on your tongue, you're going to wish you had not done that, right? So it's very nice to have some veggie caps. But if you are like me, I am what I would call the lazy oiler, right? So I love the soft gels, okay? And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. I want to talk to you guys about conveniently administering internally essential oils, okay? And convenience is really going to be the key for today, okay? So convenient internal aid tools, okay? And we're going to talk about these soft gels that you see here, or some of them anyway. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the GI system, okay? And in particular with the Digestion products. All right, now, first and foremost, very, very important is that we only will use essential oils internally if they have a supplement fact label. So when you pick up your essential oils, most of them will have the supplement facts shown, and see how it says serving size 1 drop, servings per container, there's 250. What that means is that there's 250 drops in that little bottle, okay? It's going to give you the percentage of the daily value of that particular substance. In this case, it's lemon, right? Okay, so understand that if their supplement facts are not found, it's not for internal use, and it will say it on the bottle, not for internal use. All right. So essential oil internal usage. Okay. Now this is a French model of essential oil practices, which I'd never heard that. But anyway, these are ways that you can take it. Like, let's say you don't have your veggie caps, you can literally just put a drop in water and just drink it, right? What I say is, if you want the full effect very quickly, just put a little bit of water in your glass and put your drop in there, and then down the hatch, and you get it very quickly. But you can also dilute it in juice or honey or coconut and olive oils, right? You can dilute this in other substances. You can add a couple drops to a smoothie, right? And so depending upon what the oil is, and maybe you don't like the taste of frankincense, right? So then you can put it in a drop of honey, or I'm sorry, a spoonful of honey or something like that. I personally don't mind the taste of frankincense, but there are some oils that I don't really care for, for the taste. You can put the oil under your tongue. That's called a sublingual route. Okay, and that's a very, very fast absorption mechanism. So, that sublingual route is very fast. It works very fast. You can also take it. I don't have a bottle right here, but you can take the bottle and you could just turn it upside down on your thumb, and not even one drop will go on your thumb, and you can put it to the roof of your mouth, and it will immediately affect your limbic system. Okay, that's where your emotions, that's where your all of the processes, the neurological processes happen. Oftentimes they originate from the limbic system. But those are some very fast ways that you can actually get the essential oils into your body. But then also just breathing it in. Okay, we're actually getting the chemicals, even just opening up that bottle and taking deep inhalations of that oil or diffusing it. And it's going to go into the lungs. And if we understand the processes that happen in the lungs, the whole purpose of those lungs are surface area. Why surface area? And Francis could probably speak to this very well after class. Why is it that the lungs are designed for a large amount of surface area? Is because that's where gas exchanges happen. That is a very important function. And if you had COVID and your oxygen levels went down, you definitely understand that a little bit better, right? Because without that proper gas exchange, if there's fluids that's blocking that gas exchange, the oxygen that's in our circulatory system goes down very quickly. The CO2 can't escape and the O2 cannot go in. So very, very important also in getting those essential oils into our body is going to be through our respiratory system. So it's actually very neat how that we can internalize essential oils without actually putting them on our tongue, right? Okay, be very careful with kids. That's a big thing. Kids under 5, just be careful. Make sure that you know what you're doing. You don't want to just start experimenting on on little babies with internal use of essential oils. Okay. So the benefits of using essential oils internally: promotes healthy cell function, supports GI health. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, and maintain healthy immune functions. And that has been a big thing lately, right? Everybody's been talking about the immune system, right? That is just the past 2 years. That's what we've been talking about, right? Essential oils have cleansing benefits. What do you mean by cleansing benefits? Well, did you ever hear that term detoxification? Okay. Essential oils are very, very good at detoxifying our body. Okay. They do a lot of really good work in our livers, which is that is the organ that detoxifies everything. Everything that comes into our body is going through the hepatic portal vein the artery. It's going to the liver. It's being detoxified, and then it's being sent on its merry throughout the body. Okay, but just very, very important to understand that circulation and the liver are very, very important, synonymous almost. But anyway, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But just to know that the liver is a major detoxifying organ, and essential oils help and support the liver in all of its great amount of work. I mean, our livers are working overtime, especially if we're putting a lot of pharmaceutical drugs into our body, especially if we're not eating clean, all of those types of things. All right, so let's keep going here. All righty, soft gels quick guide. Now this is kind of like I said, this is what I want to kind of focus on is, for me, the lazy man's approach to internalizing essential oils is right here, right? So you've got your On Guard soft gels, which are going to be very good for our immune system. We've got our Zendocrine for our liver, just like I was talking about for, detoxification, the kidney, bladder support. You have your tries. Okay, we're pretty soon going to be getting into the season, the next couple months here, of allergies, right? I mean, I know it's funny to talk about spring when you're in the winter, but if you have allergies, that's something you think about, right? Because a lot of people actually have to start taking their allergy medicine long before allergy season hits, right? Well, with tries, you don't have to worry about all those crazy side effects, right? So very, very good for seasonal respiratory support, okay? Digestion for digestive comfort, okay? We're going to talk a little bit more about digestion a little bit later, but I just kind of want to talk about some of these others. Serenity. Now, that is an epidemic in our society. Our people is that, I should say, people cannot sleep properly. They're not getting the proper recommended number of hours of sleep every night, or they're just not getting good sleep, right? Very, very important that when we want to function properly throughout the day, when we want our bodies and the processes to be strong, we have to be able to sleep well. That's really, really important. And so Serenity is definitely very, very good for supporting our sleep. And then, of course, there's Copaiba, which I love talking about this oil. Copaiba is just, it basically, it touches almost every system in our body. Okay, so it's good for pain. It's good for sleep. It's good for emotions. It's good for your nervous system. It's just very good for many things. Good for cardiovascular health. Good for your respiratory health, which is actually, I was actually thinking about starting to take Copaiba. I take other things, but I was actually thinking about starting to take Copaiba along with everything else that I take. All right, Zendocrine. So kind of what we were just talking about with the liver, okay? With the foods that we eat, with the air that we breathe, with the pharmaceuticals that we take into our bodies, our liver needs a little help, right? It's got a load of burden, okay? And so giving it some support with a detoxification blend is a nice thing to do for your liver. What's in Zendocrine? Well, you've got tangerine peel, rosemary flower, geranium plant, juniper berry, cilantro leaf. This blend, this detox blend, is very, very good in purifying this system, okay? Like I was saying, where our liver is a part of. So it helps to support all of the functions of these organs and these systems within our bodies. They help cleanse the body of the toxins, the free radicals that actually slow these systems down, right? We want to keep everything charged up, right? Revved up, ready to go, strong, right? So that's what this internalization of essential oils can do. Doterra, On Guard. I absolutely love On Guard. What's in On Guard? Well, we've got wild orange peel, clove bud, black pepper seed, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus leaf, oregano leaf, rosemary leaf, melissa leaf. This is an unbelievable blend. Now remember one thing, Doterra doesn't just throw a bunch of oils in a soft gel and just call it a day. They put specific, it's a proprietary blend. They do it for a reason, right? There's a method and a reason behind what they're doing. Okay, and so Doterra On Guard is just what it says. Okay, it is protective. That's what we want, especially in the season that we're going through now with this pandemic. It's like, we're always hoping, next month is going to get better, and then it's like, well, what is happening? When is this going to end? Right? It's a mystery to many of us, right? We do know that God is over all. But one of the things that we can do is we can help our bodies to be able to ward off these things. Sure, are we going to get viruses and bacterial infections and yeast and fungus, and at any time there's all of these things in our bodies, but they don't have to take over, okay? It's when they take over that you die, right? Our bodies at any given time, and right now, we're all fighting something. You just don't know it because we are constantly being bombarded with pathogens. There is no way that you can live in this world and not be constantly bombarded with pathogens. They're all around us, okay? The bacteria is not bad. And viruses also are not bad. A lot of times we think about viruses as being some terrible thing. Well, viruses actually help to keep bacterial infection down because viruses actually attack bacteria too. Now, bacteria, we have more bacteria in our body than we have anything else, okay? I'm just saying that is a fact, okay? Bacteria is good. Certain types of bacteria and the amount of certain types of bacteria, that's what's bad. That's what gives people a lot of sickness, and bacteria can be very deadly if it's not managed properly. Okay, and so we're going to talk a little bit about the digestive system because that is where that balancing act, and that's where you hear that term flora, right? We've got an ecosystem going on in our gut now. Let me tell you, okay, an ecosystem of bacteria, and bacteria is incredibly important. You've got an ecosystem of bacteria in your mouth that is incredibly important, which is the reason why masks are a problem. I'm not anti-mask. I'm going to use my mask when I need to use my mask. I'm just saying there are things that are happening in your mouth that need a lot of oxygen. Okay, so we have to be careful to make sure that we maintain our bodies at any given time are trying to maintain homeostasis, that our bodies are fighting to maintain homeostasis. And homeostasis is not just a fever or not just our pH. Homeostasis is in a multitude of things that our bodies are trying to keep the levels at a good rate, right? Because too high, too low, too this way, too that way, right? Homeostasis means that you remain constant, okay? It could be as simple as the flora of bacteria in your mouth or the flora of bacteria in your gut. Okay, so that's the neat thing about On Guard is that it doesn't kill off good bacteria. It doesn't take us out of homeostasis. What it's doing is it's supporting our bodies. Our bodies already know what to do, right? When God created us, he gave us all of these abilities. Our bodies know what to do. Doterra's essential oils support an already functioning immune system. So it's not like it's just coming in here and taking over and say, hey, that's what antibiotics do. Antibiotics come in and they take over these processes. And that's why we've got superbugs and MRSA and all of these. It's because of the overuse of antibiotics. Okay, I'm going to jump off of my horse there. I know I go off on tangents, but anyway. Okay, so here's Serenity, the restful complex. This was very quickly my favorite essential oil from Doterra. And if all you have to do is open up a bottle of Serenity and breathe it in, and you will very, very quickly agree with me. I was never really big with lavender. I don't know why, but I use lavender, but it wasn't what I gravitated to. But Serenity, oh my goodness. Now, of course, it has lavender in this, but it also has other essential oils in this that make this smell just unbelievable. It's like sleep in a bottle. It's just beautiful. It's like a nice cushiony, soft pillow. It's just an absolutely beautiful smelling oil. And if you have not smelled it, you are definitely missing out. All right, Triese. So we were just kind of briefly talking about Triese. We're coming into the season. Lavender, and Peppermint. 3 beautiful oils that when you combine them together, do some pretty awesome things inside of us. Okay. So just what I said, lemon, lavender, and peppermint. It protects against seasonal threats. Okay. It supports, again, an already functioning immune system, which is the reason that people get allergies. Okay. It has to do with your immune system. If you have an overactive immune system, it's looking at things that are harmless and it's thinking that they are harmful. And it's what it's doing is it's creating a cascade of reactions that our immune system does when harmful things are coming into our bodies. But with the case of allergies, there's nothing harmful coming into our bodies, but our bodies are recognizing them as harmful. And so it's acting as though, you know, it's trying to expel something bad, and everything just kind of goes haywire, right? And people, they get headaches, they get a lot of congestion, their nose, their throat, they get all kinds of issues. Well, I have heard that people have great success with Triese. Now, I'm not one that suffers with seasonal allergies, but I have used Triese a couple of years ago. It was, you know, springtime, and I don't know, I was feeling some kind of way. I'm like, what is this? Is this what allergies feel like? So I started taking Triese, but I don't really suffer from them, but I hear that people who suffer from allergies, if you start taking Triese before the season hits, what it does is it builds up and gives support and and helps to strengthen that immune system, so that during that time, it's like our bodies are already prepared. Okay. And I would like to hear if there's anybody out there that's taking Triese, what your results are from them. All right, Copaiba soft gels. Wonderful, wonderful product. I've got a good friend that, you know, she needed some of these and she needed them quickly. And so I made sure that I got them to her quickly. She suffers from many health issues, and she says that this product right here helps to take the pain away, or at least minimize the pain. So some people, they deal with pain on a daily basis. And that's, you know, that's a sad thing. I would hate to, you know, I know that these past, you know, 4 months, I've been dealing with something in my body that, you know, it definitely took me down. It definitely took me down. I feel as though my body has aged, you know, these past couple months, but I don't usually deal with pain on a regular basis. But this woman does. And, you know, she needed that Copaiba. So I made sure I got it to her right away. So if you are a pain sufferer, or if you're a person who is considering CBD, I know CBD is a hot product now, but you cannot be guaranteed of the safety and the purity of the CBD that you're getting. I mean, they're selling it at gas stations. I mean, come on, you're going to buy a medicinal product at a gas station? It doesn't even seem right, right? Not to mention that there's all kinds of concerns as to, you know, does it alter your, you know, your mental function? Does it produce anything in your bloodstream that might make you test positive on a drug test? I'm not going into all of that because I don't know enough about that, but I do know one thing: this product not only is cheaper, but it also will not do any of those things. But it actually acts on those endocannabinoids better than CBD does. Okay, now I only wish that Lou was here, because Lou could talk about Copaiba now. But traditionally, Copaiba has been administered orally to promote the health of the cardiovascular, immune, digestive, respiratory, and nervous systems. I mean, it touches a number of very major systems. The major benefits Copaiba soft gels provide the body also include supporting the healthy functioning of the circulatory system and soothing anxious feelings. You know anybody who's got anxiety issues? Anyway, they're very easy to take. These little things are about the size of a pea, maybe a little bigger than a pea, but not much. They're very easy to take. And you know, they do some really, really good things inside of the body. Why? Because Copaiba does some very good things inside of the body. So this is a very easy method of internalizing essential oils. All righty, so here we got the three amigos, all right, for discomfort and tension, as well as pain. And Sharon could probably speak to this at the end of class, but look at this trio: Copaiba, deep blue, and turmeric. Now we're going to talk a little bit about turmeric because turmeric is very, very important for reducing inflammation. Now, when you see that word inflammation, you can equalize that word. It's synonymous, not in the true meaning, but I'm saying this in that it's synonymous with pain. In other words, if you have inflammation, you're going to have pain. That's where pain oftentimes comes from, is it comes from inflammation, right? Now, inflammation is not necessarily a bad thing. Too much inflammation is, and that's where turmeric comes in. And we're going to talk a little bit about turmeric, but this is, I thought this was kind of neat, the three amigos. All right. So here we got turmeric. Now, this turmeric and these dual chamber capsules, it's not just turmeric. Okay. So let me just read this here. Okay. So we've got turmeric essential oil and turmeric extract in a dual chamber capsule, creating a uniquely powerful synergy of turmerones and curcuminoids in order to maximize the effectiveness and benefits of both compounds for a healthy inflammatory response. So the curcuminoids actually help the turmeric do what it needs to do. Okay, so helps to support healthy inflammatory responses, may help the body fight free radicals and protect the body from oxidative damage. It combines the complementary benefits of both turmeric essential oil with the joint support of the curcuminoids of the turmeric extract in a unique and convenient delivery system. So this is actually what they look like. They're actually really, really interesting. So there's the turmeric powder and there's the turmeric oil. Okay, so the powder is where the curcuminoids come from and the turmerones are in the turmeric oil. Both of them put together increase the bioavailability. What does that mean? It means what our bodies can actually absorb and then distribute within the body. Look at all of these things that turmeric is good for. Skin conditions, anti-inflammatory, analgesic, which is just pain, depression, neurological health, anti-tumor, joint health, epilepsy, anticonvulsant, which is very similar, antibacterial, antioxidant, indigestion, arthritis, cancer, blemishes, ringworm, anti-mutagenic, and blood clots. Very, very interesting, actually. So this is, again, that dual chamber system. Okay, so if you don't know anything about turmeric, and if you've never tried turmeric, this might be a really, really good tool in your toolbox to deal with inflammation and to deal with pain. Okay, now, if you don't have the dual chamber capsules, you can literally use the turmeric oil and you can make your own veggie capsules for internal use. So you could do a brain boost or an immune helper or aches be gone or happy cells, cleansing or breathe well. This is a do-it-yourself slide, so you can take a snapshot if you would like. And this is where those veggie caps come in very handy. So why the dual chamber design? So curcuminoids have a better rate of absorption when combined with turmeric essential oil, very similar to what I was just saying. Now, this does not mean that you just take this and you go about your way doing what, no, you want to try to clean your diet. You want to try to get some good exercise, get some good sleep, get some sunshine. And this is the way that we can fight free radicals, and provide healthy inflammatory response inside of our bodies. All righty. So here are 3 soft gels. What's the difference between the 3? Well, we've got Serenity, which is good for people who, need to de-stress. They have issues with being calm, or you're having trouble sleeping. Copaiba is for anxious feelings, helps to your immunity, your nervous system, and your inflammatory support. Now with adaptive, something that we haven't spoken about yet, is good for mental wellness, anxious feelings, overwhelming. Some people just have a lot of stress in their life. Adaptive is very, very helpful. As a matter of fact, I know somebody who was on all kinds of medications for autistic disorder, and this person is an adult now, so he's taking his health into his own hands, of course, with help and with support. And he has been using the adaptive line with frankincense and other oils, and he has actually been able to maintain and manage his autism without medication. Now, I don't tell anybody, get off your medicines. I always say you work with your doctor. But if you're able to manage problems such as autism naturally, what you are doing is you are doing your body a favor, because your body now doesn't have to process all of those pharmaceuticals, some of which are highly addictive, especially when it comes to neurological type medications. So anyway, all right, we are going to shift gears now. We are going to talk about the GI system. I know somebody had asked last week if we could, if I could include some of this. And so I think this is wonderful, because GI issues are probably one of the biggest reasons, not probably, the statistics prove that they are one of the biggest reasons why people even visit the ERs. Okay, so the GI system and issues within the GI system are also extremely difficult for a doctor to diagnose. Usually they have to do an endoscopy or a colonoscopy, oftentimes biopsies, and there's all of these testing and all of these things that they have to do in order to be able to properly diagnose. And then what happens is they put you on medication. Yeah. Now, the good thing that they do is they'll usually, help you to, maybe clean up your diet, tell you maybe what you're eating wrong, if it's lactose intolerance, if it's, if it's colitis, ulcerative or non-ulcerative. There's all of these. I mean, there's a huge amount of diseases and disorders of the GI tract. It could be the upper, could be the lower GI tract, right? So Digestion, and I know it's kind of funny because my daughter, who's got IBS, she was diagnosed with IBS, it was probably about, I want to say about 7 years ago. And she was suffering big time. And, we went through all of those, tubes going this way and the other way and checking this and checking that, and all kinds of, ultrasounds and everything. And so they finally diagnosed her with IBS. And once she cleaned her diet, she eats very, very well. Anybody, on here knows my daughter Ariel. And I know she was at my house last night for dinner. And I marvel at the discipline that she has in what she eats. She's very careful with what she eats. So me and my daughter Chanel, we were eating, not as good as she was. Wasn't like we were eating terrible, but we had the dessert, me and her, we had the, the chocolate cake, and she declined. Me and my daughter Chanel, we had the sugary drink, and my daughter declined. I offered her a bottled water. And so she's very careful about what she eats, which is very, very good. But now she also, while she was at my house last night, she was like, Mom, do you have any of the Digestion? Now she uses peppermint, she uses Digestion. And so I had exactly this, the Digestion blend. And I actually keep a bottle on hand because I know that, every couple of months, she's going to ask me, even though she has her own account, she's always, Mom, can you, whatever. I guess it's just part of being a mother. But what is so great about Digestion? Well, all you have to do is ask my daughter. It's something that she needs on hand, because if she were to either accidentally eat something, or if she has a flare-up, this is her go-to, is Digestion. What's in Digestion? Well, you've got ginger root, peppermint plant, caraway seed, coriander seed, anise, tarragon, fennel, right? These are some of the best digestive oils. They target things in the digestive system like nothing else can. Okay, you can take pharmaceuticals all day long, okay? But if you try these, I can almost guarantee you're going to find you're going to find relief, as long as you're trying to clean up that diet, as long as this person is getting their proper exercise. It's really, really important for that GI tract that you do some movement throughout the day, because movement is what helps move the food, okay? Through that, I mean, it's got a long journey now. When you eat an apple and it starts here, it has quite a journey to go through that digestive system, let me tell you. You've got the upper and you've got the lower. And it's like I say, it's taken a journey, right? The most important thing is movement. It's got to be moving through your system. Okay. And so anyway, there's a lot that goes into it. So it's not just popping some Digestion in your mouth and that's like, oh, everything is going to be better. No, you want to also clean your diet, and you want to get some exercise, and you want to get some sunshine. Sunshine is very, very important for everything. Sunshine is very important. So anyway, keeping these on hand is what gets my daughter through the day. Now, Digestion soft gels are a convenient and easy way to obtain the benefits of the Digestion essential oil. So like I was saying, it's kind of like, for me, it's, the lazy approach. It's the way that you can get them, and you don't have to worry about, putting drops in a veggie cap, or putting it in water and drinking it and all of that. It's very, very easy to just take it and it goes down. It aids in the digestion of foods. It soothes the stomach upset. It helps to reduce bloating, gas, occasional indigestion. It's just very, very helpful. And I can say from experience of how well these work. All right, so Digestion oil, which is in the Digestion soft gels, good for constipation, good for nausea, good for diarrhea, good for Crohn's disease, good for gastritis, colic, acid reflux, gas, motion sickness, poisoning. Okay, so there's a number of issues, and IBS I know is irritable bowel, colitis, right, which is very similar to gastritis. It's just a different area, right? Colitis is called colitis because it's inflammation in the colon, whether it's ulcerative or non. It's inflammation in the colon. That's why they call it colitis. Gastritis is inflammation where? What is the gastro? That's your stomach. So it's inflammation in the stomach. So it's all dependent upon where that inflammation is. That's gastritis and colitis. All right, peppermint soft gels. The neat thing about these peppermint soft gels is that they're enteric coated, okay? So that they're able to get where they need to go. And where is that? In the lower intestines, okay? So when you eat food and it goes into your stomach, our stomachs are equipped with a very powerful chemical called hydrochloric acid. So powerful that, as you burp, because you might get heartburn. That's exactly what heartburn is. It's that hydrochloric acid, HCl, coming up, and it burns and it hurts. And you have to be really careful. If you have that type of thing, if you have reflux, or if you have, esophagitis, if you have these types of things, if you've got that issue where you're always taking, Tums or whatever, you can actually be at a higher risk for esophageal cancer. So you got to really watch that. Okay. But I know I'm going off of topic again, but what I'm saying is that that food, once it hits the stomach, it is now mixed with this incredibly powerful acid and the churning of the stomach. And what that's doing is it's preparing the bolus of food to now enter into the duodenum, to mix with the pancreatic enzymes, as well as, you know, if it was a high fatty food, it's going to, you know, be getting a lot of stuff from the, you know, from the gallbladder, you know, coming from the liver, goes into the gallbladder, and that's that bile, and that helps to emulsify. Okay. And so all of that is taking a lot of it. I mean, for anything to survive that process of going through the stomach alone, it's got to have some coating, and that's what enteric coating is all about. Okay. So these peppermint soft gels are encapsulated in an enteric coated soft gel to provide digestive relief to the lower intestines, thereby improving the overall digestive health and ultimately whole body wellness, because our health oftentimes can be found in our gut. Okay. Our immune system, there's so many things that happen within the gut. There's actual direct communication to the brain. I mean, it's incredible. You know, that's why, did you ever hear that term where people say, I have a gut feeling? What does that mean? I have a gut feeling. Well, you actually have things in your gut that actually are separate from your brain. So that's why when you say I have a gut feeling, it's kind of like something's just not feeling right, right? It's very, very interesting, and I'm not going to, you know, spend too much time, but I do want to just make mention that if your problems are lower GI, okay, this product right here, there are some really, really great results that people are having with the enteric coated peppermint. Okay. So again, same thing, but just to understand, these are clinically demonstrated that they have the ability to help ease and relax the GI muscles, calm the stomach. A lot of times what happens is that contraction of the muscles is what gives us a lot of the pain and the discomfort in our lower GI system. Okay, muscle contraction. All right, then there's also something called the Digest tab. Now, this is for what I was just talking about those upper GI issues, okay, heartburn. Also too for gas, and also yes for the gastrointestinal tract, but also to help with tummy discomforts. Okay, whether you might have, you know, maybe some inflammation in your stomach, like I was saying, the gastritis, or some people even have ulcers in their stomach. I know my mom, she suffered with that for many years. She used to always have a bottle of Mylanta sitting on the kitchen counter. I was raised seeing Mylanta. She would have her Mylanta and her little spoon right there. She used to take that stuff often. Okay, so digest tabs are also very, very good for those upper GI issues. So just the same type of thing, but just, you know, just what is in that, the calcium carbonate along with the essential oils. Okay. All right, now I'm just about done here, but I just wanted to talk about enzymes. Okay. Now, our digestion is largely, very largely, dependent upon enzymes. Okay, so enzymes, we have them in our mouth. They come along with the saliva. They're in the saliva. Digestion starts right here in the mouth, and then as they go down, they hit the stomach. The stomach also pumps some enzymes in there, okay? So you've got your protein, you've got your carbs, you've got your lipids, okay? So different enzymes for different substances. That's why I told you that bile is immediately sent out, made in the liver, stored in the gallbladder, pumped into the duodenum at the presence of high fatty foods or fatty foods, period, because that bile helps to emulsify. Okay, so we've got all of these processes and all of these things happening, right, to digest different types of food. A lot of times the foods that we're eating now, which where do we get our enzymes from? Well, a lot of them are created in our bodies, such as the pancreas creates a lot of enzymes, but a lot of enzymes also are gotten through the food that we eat, okay, such as fresh fruits and vegetables, right? Why do you think they are so important? Well, they also give us a lot of fiber too, which is very, very important for digestion, but enzymes, so important for proper digestion. And that's where Terrazyme comes in. So it breaks down some of the different foods, gives us some of the enzymes, right? So each serving of this Digestion enzyme complex provides our bodies with 10 active whole food enzymes, very important, whole food enzymes. They support mineral cofactors, all of which are required for healthy digestion. These enzymes, they help with the digestion of proteins, fats, just like what I was saying, complex carbohydrates, sugars, fiber. Now we understand fiber is one of those things that really does not get digested. That's why fiber is very, very important, because it helps our digestive system to bulk up. Very, very important. Okay, so look at all of these enzymes. You have amylase, okay, which breaks down carbohydrates, starches, sugars, lipase, which breaks down fats and oils to be absorbed in the intestines. Sucrase breaks down sucrose. You have cellulase, which is, again, helps to digest fruits and vegetables. Lactase, that's a big one, because that's something that a lot of people are missing. That's why people are lactose intolerant, because they don't have lactase. So this, you can actually try for people who are lactose intolerant. Why? Because it's giving you the enzyme to help you to break down the lactose that's found in those milk sugars. So a lot of times, that's why, people, they take Lactaid pills, right? Maybe they want to eat some ice cream or whatever, and they take Lactaid pills. Well, you might want to just try Terrazyme instead. It's giving you whole food enzymes, okay? And it's not just giving you lactate or lactase, it's giving you a whole lot of other enzymes. So if you have digestive issues, this might actually really help, okay? So papain breaks down proteins. Protease breaks down protein to peptides and amino acids. How about alpha galactosidase? How hard time saying that one. Breaks down the complex polysaccharide sugars found in legumes and cruciferous vegetables. These oftentimes cause bloating and gas, right? I know you always talk about beans. Beans are good for your heart. Yeah, but they also do other things that we don't like, right? Well, this might actually help. How about anti-gluten enzyme blend? Assists in breaking down gluten. Now, you know anybody that's gluten intolerant? This might actually be a product that helps. Glucoamylase breaks down the starch, okay? Now, also included in this is a tummy tamer blend. And what is tummy tamer? It helps to kind of settle down that stomach with peppermint, ginger, and caraway. Okay, so this would definitely be a good product for people that maybe have GI issues. Oftentimes you just need some enzyme support. Okay, and there's a lot of other things that actually could be said, but I think I've said enough. I actually wanted to talk about probiotics, but I'm not going to, just for the sake of time, because I know I've actually gone over time, and that is the end of my class. And so I am going to stop my share. And what did I just do here? Did I just, hang on here. Okay, here we go. I don't know what I just did there. I thought I hit the wrong button and closed out the whole meeting. All right, so here is everybody. Yay. Okay, so I was hoping that I kind of hit the mark, depending upon what you might be dealing with or, what might be on your mind. I know we've got some new folks here as well. I'm going to open it up for any questions that anybody might have. And then there's going to be a couple people that I'm going to choose that are going to get some of these On Guard tablets. I want everybody to try these. These are awesome. They're really awesome. So anyway,
your screen is still showing, Barbara. Did you want your screen still showing?
Oh, okay. I don't know what I did here. Okay, so you guys can't see everybody right at this point, right?
Right. You still see your screen.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
And let me also go ahead and